오늘은 2021년 12월 7일입니다. 어제 10문장을 더 추가를 해서 2530문장이 되었고요. 지금까지 367,573번 학습을 했습니다. 오늘은 1단계 끝나고 2단계 여기입니다. 1단계 2개 남은 거는 반복할 수가 없으니까 넘기는 거고요. 2단계는 1단계 내용이 같이 포함되는 거거든요. Is anyone else on the line joining the call? Is anyone else joining the call? Is anyone else joining the call? John, can you go on mute? Can you go on mute? It's not in position at all. It's not in position at all. 나는 오늘 아침에 학교에 지각했다. I was late for school this morning. The whole story sounds very patched. Sounds very far-fetched. Sounds very far-fetched. The whole story sounds very far-fetched. I'm sorry, but I need to jump on another call. Could I have a table for two, probably by the window? Probably by the window. Could I have a table for two, probably by the window? Give me a call when you are about to leave. On what day do you teach? On what day do you teach? I'm sorry, but I need to jump on another call. We are only just scratching the surface. John told me that he could speak Japanese. I maxed out my credit card. He stepped out. Can I take a message? It's taking a little while. It's taking a little while, but it's coming along. It's taking a little while, but it's coming along. Their demands are outrageous. John told me that he could speak Japanese. I'm sorry to intrude on your downtime. I read the letter and then put it back in the envelope. Put it back in the envelope. I read the letter and then put it back in the envelope. Can I see if you have this one in black? Check with. You should check with the front desk. Can you get this stain out? I'm sorry, but I need to jump on another call. I thought that we agreed to take that off the table. The inside of this car is spacious. I'll send it to you right this after meeting. Right after this meeting. Right after this meeting. I'll send it to you right after this meeting. Could I have a table for two? Probably by the window. Preferably by the window. Going forward, let's meet every Monday at 9 a.m. No matter how slice it was a mistake for us to invest in it. No matter how you slice it, it was a mistake for us to invest in it. John, can you go on mute? Who's on the line? The whole story sounds very far-fetched. John, maybe, I think you may be on mute. Their demands are outrageous. Can I change my seat? Do you like wine? I used to be more of a beer person, but wine's growing on me. Let's talk when you sober up. He stepped out. Can I take a message? When would you like to come in? Probably tomorrow before noon. Probably before noon. 그분은 벤처 캐피탈 세계에서 유명 인사예요. He's the who's who of the venture capital world. 이렇게 화성해 좀. Thank you everyone for joining the call. Thank you everyone for joining the call. Do you feel confidence? Is this a good time to call? Why don't you continue over lunch? How does that sound? Thank you everyone for joining the call. I could be 6 feet under. How long did he live in the USA? I'm on the verge of landing this job. You're from Canada, if I am not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, 또는 unless I'm mistaken. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Any time between 1 to 5 works for me. 여기서 사진을 찍어도 돼요. Can I take a picture in here? Picture here? Can I take a picture here? 지금 통화하기 괜찮으세요? Is this a good time to call? I'm sorry. Let me clarify that for you. Could you send me the files probably by the end of the day? Probably by the end of the day. Can you send me the files probably by the end of the day? It's written all over your face. Can I come by to meet you this afternoon? Can I come by to see you this afternoon? Could you send me the files preferably by the end of the day. Preferably. P-R-O-P-E-R-A-B-L-Y. PREF야. 소리가 안 나네.
Preferably. Preferably.
Preferably.
Preferably.
Preferably. 되도록이면, 오히려, 차라리. Preferably.
Preferably.
Preferably. Preferably. Preferably.
Preferably.
Preferably. Preferably. Can you send me the files preferably by the end of the day? Can you send me the files preferably by the end of the day? Can you send me the files preferably by the end of the day? Everything I said was true. Going forward, let's meet every Monday at 9 a.m. Can I come by to see you this afternoon? Can I come by to see you this afternoon? What's your take? What's your take on it? 이번 주에 만나뵙고 싶습니다. I'd like to this week preferably Thursday.
Preferably.
I'd like to meet you this week, preferably Thursday. I'd like to meet you this week, preferably Thursday. I'd like to meet you this week, preferably Thursday. I'd like to meet you this week, preferably Thursday. Could you give me your business card? Could you give me your business card? Can I change my seat? 나는 오늘 아침에 학교에 지각했다. I was late for school this morning. Could you send me the files preferably by the end of the day? Preferably by the end of the day. I will do that every day of the week. Could I have a table for two, preferably by the window? Preferably.
Preferably.
By the window. Preferably by the window. Did you go to school there? Going forward, let's meet every Monday 9 a.m. Could you give me your business card? How far is it to the hospital? Anytime between 1 to 5 works for me. Can I? He stepped out. Can I take a message? We should leave now. To beat the lunch crowd. To beat the lunch crowd. You should leave now to beat the lunch crowd. Lunch crowd. Lunch crowd. Who is better at math? You or John? Who is better at math? You or John? I'm sorry. Let me clarify that for you. Let me clarify that for you. I'm sorry. Let me clarify that for you. 채팅창에 링크 공유해 줄 수 있으신가요? Could you can you share the link chat box? Can you share the link in the chat box? Can you share the link in the chat box? Can you share the link in the chat box? That outfit looks terrible. It's hot now. Earphones buzzing. What's your take on it? John, maybe, John, I think maybe on you. John, I think maybe on mute. John, I think you may be on mute. I think you may be on mute. Do you feel confidence? Do you feel confidence? It's imposition at all. It's not imposition at all. It's no imposition at all. I maxed out my credit card. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Resolutions. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? We'll have to wait it out. I maxed out my credit card. Did you check with the bank? It takes some getting used to. You should check with the front desk. 오늘 오후에 잠깐 들러도 될까요? Can I come by to see you this afternoon? Can you see if you have this one in black? Going forward, email John directly for any technical assistance. How does 5% sound? It's more than I can bear. I'll send it to you right after this meeting. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. When would you like to come in? Probably tomorrow before noon. Preferably tomorrow before noon. Probably tomorrow before noon. Probably tomorrow before noon. I didn't know you had kids. What grade are they in? Going forward, email John directly for any technical assistance. On what day do you teach? I will do that every day of the week. I could be 6 feet under. How far is it to the hospital? I feel great today. I have leisure skills. I have to get back. I have to give them to her. I give them back to her. I have to give them back to her. Let's talk when you sober up. Let's talk when you sober up. I think you're mistaken. I think you're mistaken. John, I think you may be on mute. Why don't you stay for lunch? Well, I don't want to impose. We'll have to wait it out. You should leave now to beat the lunch crowd. You should leave now to beat the lunch crowd. I'll check back when she's available. I'll check back when she's available. 오늘은 여기까지 하겠습니다. 326번. 오늘 목표는 이미 달성을 했고요. 지금까지 367,688번.